Hey, what's going on? It's CJ, and welcome to I Remember Mine. And today we're going to be talking about um, I remember my I remember my first job. My first job, I was living right down the street, and like maybe 5 blocks away. But my first job was very, very eventful. I would say the least. I mean, during that time, it was like very, very, very I wouldn't say money circulated, but I used to work for a grocery store that was family owned. So a lot of the things that they said goes, So I mean, my first wage back in maybe 2009, 10, um, I was making like $7.25. That was my first wage, and I remember the owners was like always very on top of what was going on, but didn't really know about what was going on. Um, I had the best coworkers. I had the best coworkers. One guy was just always charismatic, about everything. I had a couple ladies at the front end. They was always I never knew what they called their front end, but anyway, front end is the front of the store, but it's the end of the store. But anyway, best managers. Rest in peace to one of my managers. Uh, it was cool, man. I remember this one time. It was one employee. I'm sorry to this day, but she was attractive, and it should have been sexual assault. Not like that, but we thought we was feeling each other, whatever. I was like, hey, look, let me show you something. And he was like, huh? Gave her a kiss on the cheek. Um, but that was like one of my first like experiences of like trying to talk to women and keep work separated. It didn't work out well. I never did it again. But yeah, and then it was this guy. It was this guy. One day I walked in and whatever, and then I gave him good customer service, I guess. And he was like, "Hey, he's a European guy or whatever, wherever he was, but he was gay, and I wasn't. So I'm like giving me hints, touching my hand, giving me hugs. Like I'm in the store, like don't hug me. Like at one point you don't want to just push him, and then he 75-year-old man just fall back and bust his head. But I wanted to move, get off me, don't. So I just kind of moved away. I looked at my manager like, what's wrong with this dude? And he was relentless. He kept doing random stuff. I'm like, not not the best place to try to, you know what I mean? Like, get off me. I almost get jabbed. But um, it was wild, man. It took me a while to like get acquainted with the area because they I used to work at the Gold Coast of Chicago, and like they was already like the snobby part a little bit. It was nice people, but like you know during the time where like if they ain't see you with that suit and tie on, servicing them, they but residential homes everywhere. Um, at one point, this grocery store didn't like have like great delivery system. It was only one truck for food deliveries for the whole store, and we had to put that on a two-wheeler in crates and wheel it to their apartment, whatever high rise there, and they could live on the 53rd floor. You taking that all the way up there, and nothing you can say about it. Granted, you get good tips, but it was just the back breaking things about putting it on two wheelers and putting in the crate all they stuff and just expecting that um man. At one point, we owned a At one point, the store bought out a movie theater, and we had to go inside of an old dusty movie theater. And don't get me wrong, back then I remember going to this movie theater. It was like, I don't know, seemed like it was like used to be ran in the 1900s, like early 1900s, like it was like 1930 first opening. But anyway, at one point it all shut down, but somehow we took possession of it, and we had to. They rounded up like maybe 16 of us, maybe less, but 8. I would say about 8, and we had to clean out a section of the movie theater, like one of the screenings, and they was able to like remodel. It was like a remodel thing where we had to put all the new, let all the new stuff come in, and we got to move all the old stuff out and put it into the movie theater. So we like seeing rats and all the stuff, and I'm like, what is? This is not what I thought my job would be, I guess. I mean, and then what's crazy, down the line in the future, I actually got laid off from this job. Didn't collect unemployment like I thought I should, but and then actually I might have I got laid off, and then one day I randomly popped back up because I just wanted something to drink, and that was the closest store. And manager had the nerve to ask me, I don't know if he was joking to this day, but I know he wasn't joking. Did you want to come back? I'm like, what? What do you mean, do I want to come back? Y'all fired me after I came back to help you guys. And then what's crazy about that? They hired a person, a little kid, maybe 16, 17 years old, fresh out of wherever he just came from. I trained him for him to take over my spot. Next thing you know, he on the schedule, I'm not. I've been working there for 4 or 5 years. Leave, come back, get prep for college, do what I'm supposed to do, come back, work. I was working overnight at one point. I was working 2 jobs. I was working with them in the morning, afternoon, and working overnight. I was giving it my all. But don't treat nobody else like that. Don't treat nobody like that. But yeah, man, it was like a ride and experience. At my first job, I got my first car from this place. And the way I got it was crazy. The way I got this job was my first job. At the time, I knew Jesse White, the Secretary of State. He used to come down to these specific buildings right below where I stayed at. I wandered in to their office one day before they started their meetings or whatever they did for, like, I guess the community. And he had said, his assistant was standing in the first part of the waiting area or the entryway. And I said, what do y'all do here? And he was like, oh, well, we help the community. He gave everything out in a nice, manner or whatever case may be. And he was like, once you come in and talk to him when he gets here, just have a seat. We can help you out. I didn't know. I was just curious because they stayed right next to where I stayed at. So I was like, what is they doing every Monday they come in here? So one of these days, I'm thinking I was gonna figure out what they did. So I did that day. I sat down. Everybody started walking in, random people, suits and ties, people I knew, people I didn't know, but they looked familiar, coming in and out of there. And he comes in almost like walking like he was OJ or something. He had this limp walk, had his papers in his what is it? He had his briefcase in his hand, walking through the back. It was like the first thing I did when it was my turn to see him, because it was a line of people. He was like, "Yeah, what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm playing basketball in school or whatever." I go to Lincoln Park. He's like, "Oh, back when I went to school, it was Waller." I'm like, "What the?" Okay, I set the school record for 100 points. I'm like, "Congratulations." And like, what you doing? You need a job? I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. Picked up phone. Hey, we got a kid down there. He needs a job. Can you hire him? Okay, yeah. I'll send him down there Monday. This is Thursday. Thursday, Thursday I was like, all right, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do. And then Friday come, and I'm like, he just set me up with a job. Saturday come, set me up to the job. I'm setting up, getting everything together. My mama worried about what I should wear and whatever. Sunday come. For some reason, we forgot all about it. But the next day, we was ready. We went down there. Filled out an application. My mom's sitting right now. I don't know why she go, but I could. Sound like she needed my. I don't know. Did I know my social during that time? I don't know. Maybe she had my birth certificate. I don't know what she had, when she had to do, and why she was there. But filled out application, turned it in. We left out right after that. Called me back 2 days later. I'm in there making $720.